Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Thursday episode of the Degenerate Simulators podcast. I'm your host, Jordan, and we are joined with Daniel once again today.
Hey guys,
So, been pretty bad, not gonna lie.
bad
Well, not
bros,
horrible. We didn't have an
bad
episode
show.
yesterday. Had some stuff come up, couldn't record. But I did put two plays out on Instagram. But before we even get into those, we're gonna backtrack to our last episode on Tuesday, where we gave out three picks and an additional Instagram pick. We took the Warriors -5. Steph Curry gets scratched last minute. I thought they could still do it, so I didn't take the bet back. Wish I did not, because the Heat actually destroyed the Warriors. Shout out the Heat for winning two games in a row. Um, Over 230 points for the game total of the Kings and Thunder game. Final total was 226, I believe. So came close, but just under. But in terms of that game, I did make an Instagram pick official for the Thunder to go over 120.5 team total, which they did. So kind of erased that one. And the Kings also do get it done, -1.5 against the Rangers. Came down to a little sweat there. I think they got the last goal with like 20 seconds left. But we go 2-2. I think officially we were up zero point zero 0.05 units on the day, but I'm not counting zero point zero 0.05 units, guys. Not that deep. So we're gonna call that day an even day. Moving into when Wednesday, sorry. Like I said, no episode, so I did make two plays official on Instagram. We took the Wizards Sixers game under 230.5 points. Um, I feel like every time we go in like these little ruts, like some historical event happens. Um, we took the under on this game. The Wizards. By the way, there's only 10 games left of the regular season, guys, mind you. No Malcolm Brogdon or Chris Middleton and a bunch of other players for the Wizards as well. The Wizards scored the most points in the first quarter of any NBA game this whole season tonight. On a night we take them on the under. So, um,
That's
yeah. But like I
wow.
said, I feel like something like this always happens. When we have a bad day. So is what it is. It actually did only go over by 3 points, 2.5 points technically, if you want to count the hook in there. But yeah, it was close. Um, is what it is. And then Oilers money line. If you guys did read my notes on Instagram on that game, it was a toss-up game, very close, very hard to call. They were down 4-0 going into the third. Me and Daniel just got done watching that game actually.
Yeah,
They scored three unanswered and actually had quite a few looks at tying the game up. But unfortunately they don't get
45
it done.
shots to 24, man. It's
Yeah, they got goalied
that's
real
pretty
hard.
bad.
Shout out Jake Ottinger, I guess. But yeah. So
Yeah,
Oilers unfortunately did not give us a shot in overtime. But hard fought game, I guess. I just wish they didn't get goalied so hard. So for Wednesday's picks, we only had two. We go 0-2, down 2.1 units. And you know what, guys? I'm not even gonna give a monthly update. I don't care. My goal right now is to go on a run for the last 4 days of the month. So we're not even looking at that. We're not gonna look at it until the end of the month. Um, if we are not at least even by the end of the month, I'm shaking ass on Instagram Live, guys. Naked, oiled up,
oh
everything.
my
I know.
god.
Yes, I'm very confident, guys. So
Oh man.
speaking of today's confidence,
I'll be watching.
we do have five picks coming out. Usually we try to tone it down when we have a bad night, but opening day for MLB, the Sweet 16 is starting for March Madness. We do have some NBA games and NHL games as well. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna let Daniel speak his truth about his NHL pick for tomorrow or today. Sorry.
Alrighty. Well, all right, fellas, coming in hot. Number one pick of the night for me in the NHL. We got Canadians at Flyers. We're taking the Habs money line, baby. Um, Pretty much my whole research for this team was just looking at the standings and their stats, and the Canadians just need it more, and the Flyers suck really bad. So I don't know. They've also played before, and the Canadians beat them 3-2, or 4-3 rather. I don't think this is a toss up. I think the Canadians are absolutely going to smack down on the Flyers, and Flyers are just going to have to stay in the basement of the NHL, man. Um, yeah, as far as like goaltending and stats go, Montreal beats them in just about everything. So, yeah, not much else to say about this game as far as side bets go. Um, it's like Cole Caulfield for a goal. and Lane Hudson for an assist. That's all I got to say.
All right,
Just
I'll
want
add
to
some
wrap.
numbers, guys. Daniel's not really a big numbers guy, but I am. So, uh, the Canadians have actually lost three in a row. Surprisingly, they were looking pretty hot. The Flyers have lost six in a row. But important to note from Montreal's standings standpoint, like Daniel mentioned, the Islanders actually did just lose tonight to the Canucks 5-2. So this is a prime opportunity
They
here
need it.
because if the Islanders
They need
won,
it.
they would have been ahead of Montreal in the standings, taking that second wild card spot. So we've been playing these kind of, we've been looking at the standings pretty heavily, uh, a lot, and I think it's been working. Montreal definitely does need a bounce back game, and I do think the Flyers are the team to do it against. Hopefully, extend their 1 point lead over the Islanders because I think the Canadians want it more.
Okay, thanks, Jordan.
Okay, sorry guys, I was just looking at the standings, had to
Give your insight.
give my piece.
Well,
Yes,
actually,
but
yeah,
anyways, guys,
because
thank you, Daniel.
you're speaking the truth.
Yes. All right. So, where do I want to start? I'm dabbling in three different sports today, guys. We'll start in the NBA. We'll do how we normally do. So, game I'm looking at for tomorrow, guys. We're looking at the Mavericks taking on the Magic. So the game total line here is 219. Now, you might be saying, Jordan, in what universe are you taking this over for a Magic game? You might be right, but important to know, Anthony Davis is actually back for the Mavericks. He played on Monday. Pretty solid game. He played 27 minutes too, which is a lot more than I thought. I was expecting him to see play like 15, 18 minutes, but besides the point. The Mavericks have been a huge over team, especially in their last five games. They've absolutely smacked this number of 219 in their last five out of the last five games. There was one close call against Brooklyn, but they still covered that 219 with 221 points. But like we look at games like Indiana, they put up 267 against Philly, 255, 241 against New York, and they lost all three of those games I just mentioned. So, even I do think the Magic here do get it done. But even if that is the case, I do like our odds to hit this over here. And I have talked about how the Magic have been a pretty under team this whole season. But that's mostly due to their offense. But we're gonna look at their last five games here. They put up 111 against Charlotte, 118 against the Lakers, also covering that 219 number. 120 against the Wizards, also covering that 219 number. They did lose to Houston, but they still put up 108 and covered that 219. And then against Cleveland, they won 108 to 103. They didn't cover, but we are seeing a lot more points being put up by this Magic team because I feel like for a while they couldn't break 100 to save their lives. So I'm gonna learn from my mistake. Looking at this Wizards Sixers game from yesterday, yeah, I think this game goes over, especially if the Magic are still kind of trying to shift their focus slightly more offensively, which I think is something that they do need to do if they want to make the playoffs. But yeah, for first pick of the night, we're going over 219 points game total for the Mavericks and the Magic game for 1.1 units. And now we're gonna dive into some March Madness. I'm gonna save our MLB pick for last because very avid baseball hater, as I've mentioned a lot on this show. But
Wow.
first game we're looking at here is Maryland versus Florida. I know I've said I'm not really too well versed in college basketball, but I have been keeping up throughout the year, especially in this tournament. And the University of Florida, I might be biased given I'm born and raised from Florida, but they've just been so fun to watch. This team can really do it all. And I know everyone thinks that Duke is like 100% going to win this national title. But I think if there is a team to beat Duke, it is going to be UF here. They're the third best overall team left in the tournament, according to Ken Palm rankings, with the second best offense and 11th best defense. For Maryland, they're the 10th best overall team, with the 23rd ranked offense. I didn't write down their defensive thing, but I think they were number 6, something like that. They were higher than Florida. However, although Maryland's overall defense is better than Florida's, Florida is the 5th best effective field goal percentage defensively. So I think the key for them to win here is just, don't give up any easy looks to this Maryland offense. I think that's what they plan to do. Essentially, what it comes down to, guys, Florida It's just a better version of Maryland. Um, and Maryland is coming off a very close game against Colorado State University. That game was decided at the buzzer. And you look on the flip side of things with Florida, they were down 2 minutes left in the game against UConn by multiple possessions, and they came off and pulled that off against a team that's won back-to-back national championships. I just think Maryland is outgunned here. I do think because both of these teams did have very close games, I think that's why we're seeing such a low number. But I'm going Florida all the way here. So line I'm catching is Florida -6. I honestly might do like a little ladder action here. I might take like Florida -7 and Florida -8. We'll see how I feel. But yes, to kick things off for March Madness today, we're doing Florida -6. And we're also looking at the Duke versus Arizona game. Kind of a similar story here. Duke has steamrolled their two opponents in this tournament. Duke won their first game by 44 points and 23 points in their most recent game. And Arizona is also coming off a close game with Oregon. If you can barely hang with Oregon, I can't imagine what Duke is going to do to you. Like I said, I do like this Florida team a lot, but you got to admit this Duke team is very fun to watch as well. And they do have by far the number one, the biggest prospect in this upcoming draft in Cooper Flag. Yeah, similar story here. I think Arizona's just outgunned, and number is 9 points, which is a little high. But like I said, Duke has been steamrolling their opponents. Only thing that worries me though is that like I said, we did just see Florida have a close game. So who knows? We might see Duke have their first, kind of scare here. But I'm fine with it. So to wrap things off, for the college basketball picks for today, give me Duke -9. And last but not least, guys, we are here at the MLB opening day. Keep in mind, guys, like I said, don't really enjoy baseball too much. Me and Daniel love paying $3 to go to Marlins games and get hammered and eat hot dogs as much as the next guy. But I'm gonna try and learn. Basketball and hockey are about to reach their playoffs, so we gotta. This is the time to get locked in on baseball, so we can have something to make episodes about. But anyways, guys, we're looking at our precious Miami Marlins taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates at home. Yeah, I mean, I can't even describe how bad this Marlins team is, especially just in terms of how successful like every other Florida sports organization is. I don't know what their problem is. They've traded off every good player we've ever had, even going into the season. They were putting Instagram ads up last week asking for walk-on practice squad members. I don't know if you saw that, Daniel, but they were literally asking people
I
to
did not see
yeah
that. That's fucking
to come
crazy,
try
man.
out to be a practice
This
squad member.
organization pisses me off so much.
Yes, and it was actually so bad that the MLB was like, no, we're not doing that. That's yeah. So
Seriously?
yeah,
MLB stop.
yeah. I mean, I was about to drive my ass down there and give it a shot myself. Who knows? But playing the
Oh,
Pirates.
man.
Pirates also are coming off a pretty disappointing season. I mean, both teams are, but the Pirates still did significantly better than the Marlins last year. And there were actually a few points in the season where the Pirates actually, put together some good string of games, which the Marlins did not do whatsoever throughout
No.
all of last season. Um,
Fucking hell.
I remember, so funny,
Oh,
just, we haven't really given any Jordan Daniel lore as of late. We went to, I believe it was the Marlins versus the St. Louis Cardinals last year. And,
was it the
yeah,
Cardinals? It
yeah,
was, dude.
Daniel was begging me to leave, and I was like, "Bro, it's a close game. We have to watch the Marlins win." And the Marlins hit a walk-off RBI. It was awesome. But literally as soon as the runner hit the fucking home plate, we're like, "Yeah, we're getting out of here." But,
Yeah, dude. It was bad.
yeah,
That game sucked.
but yeah. So, anyways, enough about the Marlins being bad. I do have some numbers for you guys. As you guys could probably guess, actually, Dana. So, in their last 10 home openers, or just openers, sorry, season openers for the Marlins, how many have they lost?
All of them.
Okay, well, they actually lost 9 out of 10, but still really bad.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, and in the Pirates' last 15 games at Lone Depot Park, which if you guys would know is where the Marlins play, they've covered the spread 13 out of 15 times.
What the
That is
fuck?
absolutely insane. Um, Yeah, like I said, both teams did have pretty disappointing seasons last year, but I think the Pirates are actually like serious about like getting a good squad, unlike the Marlins. And there's no better start to your season than playing the Marlins 4 times in a row. Am I right, guys?
Wow.
Um, yeah.
Fuck,
So
man.
the run line here is Pirates -1.5. It was plus 115, I believe. Let me just double check on that right quick. Yes, plus 115. So I like it. Not much else to say. We're gonna throw 1 unit even on that. And busy day tomorrow. One thing I do like about baseball is that it goes on like pretty much all day. So this Marlins game starts at 4:10, so I have something to keep my eye on, thankfully. But that's gonna do it for me today. I've been rambling for a minute. Daniel, is there anything else you'd like to add?
The Sharks play tomorrow. Let's go, baby.
Do you have any particular side bets for that game? Maybe.
No, well, kinda. Clint Celebrini for a goal, you know.
Oh yeah.
um, well, they're playing the Maple Leafs. They're plus 225. I think that's a really fun bet to take, honestly.
All right. Well, we can't advise you guys to do with your money. We just tell you we're
They
here with.
actually beat the Maple Leafs last time they played. Funny enough, guys.
Like I said, guys, we can't tell you what to do with your money. We're just telling you what we're doing with our money here. So, but yeah, that's gonna do
They
it for
beat the
us.
Maple Leafs at home.
What?
They went to Toronto and gave the Maple Leafs a spanking at the beginning of March, dude. This was less than a month ago,
Wait,
man.
hold on. All right, guys. If the
Sharks plus
guys, if the
225.
guys, if the Pirates win tomorrow and they cover, don't be surprised if you if you see an Instagram post at around 7
Oh
p.m.
man.
Um,
Go
all right.
Sharks, man.
All jokes aside, guys. Just a couple things. Be sure to check us out on Instagram. Not even gonna say the name. The links are just in the bio or the descriptions of either if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify. And I'm gonna try and get the link on there, but we do have an affiliate partnership with the app Pickle. Very cool platform, bet tracking. You can get like estimated value, uh, prop projections powered by Odds Jam. Pretty cool stuff. And it's also like a social media aspect to it where you can copy and paste bets into your own sports books and whatnot like that. And if you do use our code, you do get I think it's you get a guaranteed $3 and then a one in 100 chance to win $100. And it's not like free play money. Literally, they PayPal it to you. You can put out $100 parlay or buy like 10 Chipotle bowls. The world is your oyster with that. But that's gonna do it for us. We're gonna kick it into the recap. Pirates -1.5 for 1 unit. Duke -9 for 1.15 units. Florida -6 for 1.15 units. I'm out of breath. Over 219 points game total for the Mavericks versus the Magic. And to wrap things off, the Canadians money line for 1.2 units for a grand total of
Let's
5.6
go.
units in play. Um, we're gonna have an episode out every day till the end of March. We're gonna get back to the green. Count on it. That's gonna do it for us today, guys. I'm gonna see you in the next one.
Shout out Pickett.